Hi, this is Jule Kucera, creator of StoryJoules. When we last left off with our conversation with Annie Hutt, she had the first three-quarters of her story very well mapped out. But she was not sure about the climax, the dig down deeper, and we talked about that a bit, and then she left to noodle it. What happened? I think I closed that video by saying I think she's going to come up with something and we'll see what it is. So let's find out. So what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about the quadrant,
Okay. The fourth one.
the fourth one.
Yep. And I just want to frame up to make sure that we are clear. The people, the characters in your story are Jane, the protagonist,
Yes.
her husband Frank. They're long-term married. They have three children. The oldest is Kevin, but he's no long he was killed by a gun shot. He was shot and killed. Their next son is Jason, and he's 16. And then
Yes.
their daughter after that is Sarah, and she's 14. And then the interesting person, the interesting character who comes into Jane and therefore the family's life is Nathan, a troubled young man who is, now this is what I'm not sure about, is he Kevin's age or is he Jason's age?
Jason's age.
Jason's age, yeah.
Because if Kevin was killed right after he graduated from high school.
Okay, so this keeps him in the milieu. He has to be young enough to stick around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so I have just loved doing the quadrant. And then I did the 7 StoryJoules. And I love that. And then I went back and I read this thing that somebody else who does writes articles and maybe does podcasts, I don't know, for writing and editing, had put this thing on about sequences.
Yes, great.
And so I looked at the sequences. I don't know how she defined it because I did it my way. That from like the inciting incident to is it the whiff?
The whiff inciting incident to the I gotta go.
To the I gotta go. So I would look at that sequence. Was that what I wanted it to be?
Yeah.
Those are the things that have to happen between that and that. And so I looked at each sequences, and of course I took a ton of notes.
Cool. I
And
love your notebook, by the way.
oh, thank you. Well, I love these little notebooks that have the magnetic closure. So I bought a ton of them, and I don't really need them, but I love them. Anyway, so I went through all of them just to see what were the things, and then
You went through all of the sequences in your whole story, every quadrant. Excellent, excellent,
and
excellent.
then of course I had to mark, well, what did I learn? Like, so when we get to the part where the mind shattering midpoint,
Yep.
I have it that she realizes that she loves Nathan,
Yep.
and the light is less important, which is true, but I had it like it's not that important anymore. It is. It is as important as Nathan now. They're equal.
Whoa. How
It's
come
not
that changed? How come that changed for
because
you?
I
That shifted?
decided that that light is still a huge thing for her.
Yeah.
And she's not ready to have that be let go. Whatever happens that makes that let go, she's not quite ready. But she will be before the end of the story, but not at the midpoint. It's like
Wonderful.
I had another scene where it was for another character. Her was it her midpoint? Was it her gotta go? What's in between gotta go and
I gotta
midpoint?
go. Whoa, shake up a belief.
Whoa, shake up a belief. And I had it that her dad tells everybody that she's in AA. And it's a great scene. And I decided it's too early.
Oh, cool. I
That needs
love
to go
stuff like
later
that.
when I look at my quadrant and go, no, that's a little bit too soon. More things can happen when people know about it a little bit later. Like that can affect her relationships and all that kind of stuff. So that was so much fun to figure that
Wow.
out.
That's a big shift.
That is a big shift. And then I also make sure that I have in my quadrants, this is the plan A, change you, external chaos reigns. And she, because of her relationship with Jason that has just blown up,
Yeah.
the woe shake up of belief, she decides to go visit the boy that has Kevin's heart
Oh, the
with the
transplant
family.
recipient. The
Yeah,
transplant
with
recipient.
the
Okay.
family. The
With
Frank
her
is
family
going.
or his family?
Her, they're going to go to his family, but
Her whole
Frank,
family. Got it.
yeah, in the first quadrant, she finds out he has an invitation to go. He hasn't told her about it yet. It's Adam's birthday party, and she's still still resentful that this child got to live. Like, what's God thinking? And my child didn't get to live. But with Jason, that happened. She decides to go with the family because they're going to go no matter what.
They're
And
going with her or without her. Hmm.
right, exactly. So she goes, and because she goes, she realizes how much this family loves their boy just as much as they love Kevin, and
Yeah.
how unbelievable this moment is for them. And she thinks that's going to change things. That really is a thing for her. Doesn't change how Jason feels about her. Doesn't change when we get to the Dark Night of the Soul. Frank is still like, yeah, I'm glad this has happened for you, but I got to tell you, I don't trust you. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't. And so
I
that
love
really
that
sets that
because
up.
she's had a shift and she's thinking it's changing the world around her, and it is not.
It is not. It is not. They are still just as mad at her
Hmm.
and worried in a way. I can't trust you. I don't know. And she is getting the point that she hasn't been trustworthy, and that of course Jason won't, but she still cannot. He just won't listen to her. They have arguments, but he's not taking it in. So then the other thing is, when she sits on top of Frank and tells him everything,
Yeah.
she is really desperate
Good.
because she realizes when he says this stuff that she cannot lose her family, and she is willing to make the sacrifice and drop Nathan if that's what she has to do. She
I
can't
just got
imagine it.
chills.
It'll
Oh,
be it'll be death defying for her, but she will do this to save her family.
losing Nathan and losing the light, she will do that to save her family.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons the light can't go away. Oh, that's so good. That
Yeah,
makes it
exactly.
so hard.
Exactly.
And remember how we were worried about how this would turn out?
Exactly. Exactly. And then Frank, of course, is not going to ask her to do that because after hearing the whole story, he realizes how important Nathan is to her and the light, but more importantly, Nathan, that you can't just abandon this boy because dad isn't happy. You know, you have to be responsible and do that. And he is that kind of guy.
Yeah.
So that really changes. And then I loved it when we talked about her becoming a mom
Yeah.
because the return changed. She's working on it, but she doesn't really have to apply it until Jason gets picked up with the police. And now she is both Nathan's mom and Jason's mom,
That's
but
so
she
good.
is showing up there, and Jason sees that. So when it comes to the end, and they're talking about where should Nathan goes because he needs a place to live because his aunt's got cancer, Jason goes, "It's okay if you do it here." Now they're not going to do that. Buck's going to take him, but
Buck the neighbor. Yep.
Buck the neighbor, and so in a way, Jason will still be around him, but he just won't be in the house and doing all that. I decided that was really asking a lot. I don't know if
Yeah.
I could even find a way to get away with that
Yeah.
realistically,
Yeah.
that could happen.
I love that because her arc of redemption is she was a mom. When her son died, she stopped being a mom. Now, not only is she returning to be a mom, but at the Dig Down Deeper, she's returning to be a mom for two boys, not just one.
Right, but also it wasn't that she stopped being a mom. She became a dysfunctional mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's
Where are
still,
you?
yeah,
What are you doing? What's going on? No, you can't do that. You should be doing this. Why aren't you? She's becoming way
yeah.
too much.
Her
And so
fear was controlling her.
yeah, and she has to learn to let that go. And she can let that go. Why? Because she has Frank. And
Oh,
Frank is back to being her full. And maybe, over the years, that partnership had gone down a little bit because they didn't have a lot of issues and everybody's doing their own thing, but now they're way back on track and she's not going to let that go away again. And so then we still have to deal with mom and some of that stuff, but that's all just really minor stuff. um, She
You
has less of a problem with her mom than Tracy does.
you have your story.
I know. I know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, and I pretty much have it for Tracy. Jason, I
Now,
don't
who's
quite.
Tracy again? I forget
Her
her.
sister,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
alcoholic,
The
recovering
alcoholic
alcoholic.
sister, right?
And I kind of have it for that. And then Jason is the one that I have to kind of fine tune it with his friends and what
Yeah,
goes on and
yeah,
when does he find out about what they're doing and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. I mean, I think his mind, the I love the midpoint. I just love the midpoint. And I think his is going to be that these really aren't his friends.
Yeah,
He may
yeah.
still be hanging out with them because he's got nobody else, but they're not really his friends.
That
And he
and
knows
for a
that. And
teenager, that would be a mindset shattering midpoint. Because
right.
your friends are everything, right? This is the point where you're individuating from your family. So thinking that,
And then his
yeah,
wham is going to be that he finds out that they're the ones stealing from the neighborhoods and stuff. And what does he do about that? He
yeah,
comes back changed and says, listen, you guys, I don't want to be a part of this. I won't say anything, but you've got to stop doing it. You've got to stop doing it. And then they dig down deeper is the boys decide to frame Nathan.
yeah.
And he has to
Ooh,
go and help Nathan out. And then the police catch him and it all gets worked out. In the end, the boys get caught and they get some of the stuff back that they haven't already sold on to something else. Um, but in the end, he might get Mike back as a friend, but he's in a different place now. And so you're going to have to grow up to be around Jason
nice.
because Jason's grown up a little bit.
Yeah, Jane had to grow up to be with her family, and
Hmm.
now Jason requires that his friends grow up to be with him.
And Tracy has to grow up to realize
She's got to
she's
stop
having a
drinking.
baby and she loves this man and she has to take responsibility for all that and
Yeah.
make it work and not run.
Oh, Annie, this is so
So
good.
yeah, this was so great. Oh, this just helps me so much.
I'm glad.
Uh, it's just everything else I read just adds to that of how I want to do that and start with dialogue and
Yeah.
which is what I
Yeah.
often do because
Yeah.
I'm the worst at people go, "Where am I?" I
Yeah.
go, "Oh,
I'm the same way
okay,
because
I
I
need
see
more
it in my head.
detail." Yeah,
You know,
exactly. I see it in my head, but I don't really want to describe it. And
yeah.
I'm no
And,
Alice Hoffman.
oh, go ahead. Alice
I'm no
Hoffman.
Alice
Oh,
Hoffman.
I'm no, I thought you said I know
Yeah.
Alice Hoffman. I thought you were saying
No,
something
I'm
she
no
does.
Alice
God,
Hoffman.
yeah. Do you have this, the way you've laid out your story written down, documented somewhere so it won't just like slip away? You've got it like the
Well, I
key
have the
points.
quadrants all set up.
Oh, and anyway, we're recording this.
Oh, right, right. Well, and
So
I have the quadrants all set
perfect.
up, and I
Perfect.
have I have magenta stars where there's a new revelation I didn't realize until I was doing this to go back and remind me that that's going to be have to be a really big focal point because it's huge of
Yeah.
what happens. And so, yeah, it's just been lovely.
Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad. It sounds
And
so
I'm not
cool.
quite sure how all the scenes are going to fit. But, I'm really good at realizing this needs to be here, but I don't want a whole scene about it and finding a way to sum it up or to
To
put
weave
it
it
in there.
in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
And so, and what needs to be there. I'm really big on insights. I've read My Friends by Frederick Bachman.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah,
wrote the one
yeah.
called
The
Ove.
man over. Yeah.
I bought the book. And
Frederick Bachman's, he's amazing.
his one-liners are so great. And
His characters are so great.
he's got this line, this 17-year-old girl that has found this man who he just says, "You're part of us. We get you." But he doesn't want her because she's young and he is so old. That's what Frederick Bachman keeps saying. He is so old. He's 40. But my favorite
Oh.
lines, I mean, it isn't my favorite, but one of the best lines is her friend before the story starts is dead. She died of a drug overdose. And she says in the book, re, my friend was murdered by reality.
Oh.
And I just went, unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a
Those are the
set
kind of
down.
lines I
Yeah.
would like to write that are just these one-liners that you go, okay, I got to think about that for a minute. And
Wow.
I remember
Yeah.
because I was started writing them down because I didn't own the book. It was from the library. And then I went back to recheck it out from the library. And I got 95 people in front of me. So I said, oh, just buy it. You'll make your kids read it. And
Yeah.
my
You'll get
husband
good
will
use
read
out of
it.
it.
I was going to do it on Kindle, but I thought, no, no, more people can read it if you can own it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool.
So this has just been great. I really have to thank you for all of this. This has
Well,
just been
thank you for
instrumental.
your full participation and commitment to it. You're the one who did all the work.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, we didn't,
I knew I had
I
this
asked
meeting
questions
coming.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Go, oh, I've got to be prepared for this. So let me go look this over again. So I went over it all over again yesterday and
wow.
went, oh, this is just so amazing to see it
Uh,
in sequences and how you want this to play out and
mhm.
where she has to be when she's at the,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I gotta go and where she is at all. I mean, the whoa, shake up a belief, Jason finds out and that kind of
Mhm.
blows everything up. But the mind shattering belief, I mean,
I,
that is
I
just
care
so
about this.
focused. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Are you okay with the sun in your eye? Is that all right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You just encouraged me because on the webinar yesterday, somebody asked in the Q&A part, somebody asked a question, and part of my response was, I believe we have the answer in our heart. It's there, and we just have to, open ourselves to it, allow ourselves to, time and space to find it. And you just confirmed that.
Right. Exactly. Well, I've been reading this little book called Soundtrack because somebody said he's got a group that meets. I don't know. I don't do very well on online groups because I don't feel like part of a community really, but he's got this book Soundtrack that was available at the library, so I got it. And it's what are the lines that go through your head?
Yeah,
And then how do we change those
yeah,
lines?
yeah.
You
Because we
know?
do have a soundtrack that we play, don't we?
hmm
Yeah,
And which is I'll never be able to figure this out. That's a that's a
yeah.
popular one of mine, right?
I'll
And
never
his
be able to
thing,
figure this out. I'm not a real writer. I can't do this.
exactly. And his thing is we're not turning off the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Our goal is only to dial it down.
Oh, I love that. That
Because
makes
it'll
so much
pop back up
sense.
at
I
three in
can
the
do
morning.
that. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Dialing
But
down, obliterating is not possible. Eliminating is
but
not possible. But yeah.
but one of the things that he says, so if I have the soundtrack that I'll never be able to figure this out of what
Yeah.
has to happen. His first question you ask yourself, which is Byron Katie's, is it
Is that
true?
true? Is it true?
And a lot of times, like if I'm predicting something in the future, I
Yeah.
have to go, I don't know if
I have
it's
no
true.
idea. Right. How would
The
I know?
second question is it helpful?
Great question.
And I'm like, yeah, no, okay, that's not helpful.
It's
And
got to
then the
go.
third question, which is probably my favorite,
Yeah.
is it kind?
Oh,
And I'm like, because even if it's true,
yeah.
if it's not helpful or kind, you don't need it.
I'm writing this down. True, helpful, kind.
I mean, I
Yeah.
just thought, so I was sitting the other day just thinking about something, going, oh, wait a sec. Oh, I was worrying about some
Oh, yeah.
health test coming up. And I
Sure.
thought, is it true? And I go, well, I have no idea.
Right.
It's weeks away. Okay, well, is that helpful? No, it's not at all helpful. It just gets me frightened.
It's
Is
hurtful.
it kind? Not at all
No.
kind. Okay. And then he's really big on coming up with something, another thing, like instead of being scared, maybe can I be curious? Could that be my mantra? And it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of my Jesuit priest that I love out of LA, Greg Boyle, working with the gang members, and he always has mantras. But sometimes he takes them off of billboards,
Yeah.
like be here now. That helps me stay present when I'm talking to people. So I have that mantra going in my head, and
Yeah.
it's just, what kind of things can you do that will feed you and energize you
Yeah.
versus, and this guy says, I didn't do stuff for 7 years.
Wow.
And he said, I had a terrible boss. He kept track of if I went to the bathroom, that counted as time off from what I'm doing. And I had to do this and do that. And he goes, and I own my own business. I'm very proud of
Oh,
that.
that's such, oh, how
And
great.
he said, I didn't have balance.
No.
I did not have
I
balance.
had a terrible boss, and it was me.
It was me. And he said, so now I get off a flight and go, you need to get to the office. And I go, wait a second, you've had a long day. I think you need to go home and be with your family. Okay. That's my new thing now because I'm
Yeah.
not going to be that boss.
Yeah. And that
I
was the
just think,
soundtracks guy who said that?
yeah,
Cool. Very
a
cool.
cuff, I think is his name,
I'm
ACUFF.
I'm gonna go read it.
But he's got a community, and I don't know that I'll join the community, but this is what he does is he writes books, then he goes out and speaks, and he's
Mhm.
always wanted to be a speaker, and he just had to figure out how to do that and make a living.
Wow.
So
Oh, how
no, so
wonderful. You're in
thank
such
you
a
so
great
much.
place.
I am. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Is there anything you want to talk about, or we need to talk about, or just
Well,
what else is on your mind?
tell me what you do about procrastination,
um,
because I can read a book and not do anything.
hmm I treat my when it comes to my writing, I tend not to procrastinate because I treat it like a blue collar job, and I don't like Jennifer, that asked me once, have you ever like missed? And in terms of keeping my blog posts and doing the work to do that weekly blog, and I said, I have. I said, but there's all it's rare. It's really rare, and she said, well, how do you keep yourself motivated to do it? And I said, I don't keep myself motivated. I just treat it as I do this. This is how and so it's like for me when I working on my how I eat, what I eat. When I try to motivate myself to eat healthy, that doesn't work for me because I lose my motivation. It's just, it's better when I just say, these are the kinds of, I buy foods that are healthy for me because I want future me to appreciate what I'm doing now.
Right, right.
And I find
Maybe
future me helps me a lot.
maybe I should tie it. I've often tied things to brushing my teeth. I don't
Yes.
particularly want to, but I don't think about it. I don't think about whether
No,
I want to or not. You just do
you
it. I have
just
to
do
do it.
it. Yeah.
And so you just show up and do it. And so
Yeah.
there have been other things where I go, I don't worry about this because I just show up and do it. And I need to treat that with my writing more of
Yeah, you
just
just show
getting
up and do it. I got that from Stephen Pressfield with his blue collar approach to writing. But I do differ from him, and as I don't believe in always muscling through resistance, like just because I believe that resistance comes from a part of us that's fear based. There's something making us afraid, and that we need to instead explore that and comfort that fearful part of us.
and this guy who wrote soundtracks talks about how he went back and um, he needed to write a book because he makes his money on the speaking engagements. If he doesn't
Yeah.
write a book, there's nothing to talk about. So he wrote a book and he sat down every day and he did it. He goes, it was awful. He goes, it was little essays, but it didn't tie together. It didn't do anything. He goes, that got me to the place where I needed to be to write the book. And
Yeah.
so I did that.
Yeah, we take small steps. What's the next smallest step in the direction of my dream? As long as we keep doing that. My
Exactly.
memoir was just a series of blog posts with me processing what was going on. And then I wanted to take it and put it in chronological order. But if I hadn't done those, I don't know how 200 blog posts or whatever it was, I wouldn't have anything to work with, and
Right.
I wouldn't be in the emotional mental place to do it.
And I think that's how, what's her name that wrote the Women Warriors, and she's married to the soccer player, an Olympic winning soccer player,
Oh,
Abby
we can do
Wambach.
hard things.
Yeah,
Abby
yeah, yeah,
Wambach
yeah.
and Glennon Doyle.
And I think that's kind of how she did it. She was writing emails to her friends, and they said, "Why don't you start a blog post?" Which
Hmm.
really meant, "Quit sending emails to me, and I'll just go read them." And so she did that, and
Yeah,
she got to be known for her blog posts, and then she wrote a book,
yeah. And the rest is history.
and the rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so anyway, so that's been great. This has been a lovely journey.
I'm glad. For me too. I
Good,
appreciate it. Yeah, it's
good.
been good.
Well, I'm going to miss you.
I'll miss you too, but we will stay in touch.
I know, I know.
But
We
I'll
will.
miss these, especially the conversations about your novel. So, and I
Well,
look
and I'll
forward.
be
You need a beta reader. I'll be one.
well. I'll be excited for your interview with
Oh,
Danielle.
Yeah, me too. I'll write about that, and I'll put that in the emails that I send to writers on Saturdays. On some Saturdays. That one's less regular. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Annie, congratulations to you. Hearty pats on the back. And
Thank you. Yeah.
woo.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'll be good.
Enjoy the dialogue, and let that lead you into the things that you choose to write around the dialogue.
Right.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, have a great rest of the week, and
have a good Christmas.
Yes, that's coming. You too.
I know.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You just heard my conversation with Annie Hutt, novelist on the way with her story, and I am so happy and elated that she found her way. And I just love the different conclusions she came to and how she pulled it all together. That's what we can do as writers. It's just when we know, we pursue questions, and then we seek answers, and we just keep going, and the answers come. So what Annie used, the tools that she was referring to, were primarily the StoryJoules handbook, which you can get linked below. And I'm just so happy. I wish you well with your story. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them in the chat. And take care. See you next time. Tally ho.